Genesis Heating and Air Conditioning is Northern California's premier heating and air conditioning contractor. From residential housing, large commercial projects, installation to repair, sheet metal fabrication, and everything in between, we are your go-to heating and air conditioning specialist.
From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Mike Krueger in for Chase Wilson this evening. Thank you so much for joining us here. You know, we're going to be looking at rain showers through the night tonight, and I do expect maybe some isolated showers, maybe a thunderstorm here for tomorrow, with drier and warmer conditions for the rest of next week. Now, temperatures will be on a bit of a roller coaster ride over the next 7 to 10 days. Now, we'll get into all of that in the deeper dive here in just a second. Let's take you through your Sunday evening Krueger's Quickcast here for your April 6th. All right, so here's what we have here for tonight. Chances for rain will decrease from west to east through the night tonight and into tomorrow morning. Temperatures actually not too terribly cold, a bit on the mild side. Now you look at the out-the-door forecast, looks pretty ominous, looks like it's going to be raining everywhere, but really it's going to be scattered showers here and there. A lot of you will be dry tomorrow morning, but don't be surprised if on your morning commute anywhere you are, you may see a stray shower or a light sprinkle, and that's really the extent of it. So the leading edge of the rain by tonight will be in the valley. Now, mainly to the north end of the valley, and of course west of that, right? They're looking at dry conditions still off to the east here. By 10 o'clock, most of it at the north end of the valley, not as much down to the south. We're beginning to see, as we kind of get into the midnight hour, that rain will start to push eastward into the eastern mountains here, and we're drying out to the west of that. You can see here as we go into tomorrow morning, still some showers at the south, but this is what I was talking about. By 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, you're not seeing a lot of rainfall out there. So a lot of you will be dry tomorrow morning, but as I mentioned, maybe a stray shower here and there. And really, as we go through the day tomorrow, the main story will be a few showers, few and far between. Many of you will be dry all day long tomorrow, and some of you may see a stray shower, a stray sprinkle, and then others, maybe an isolated thunderstorm here. And if you get caught under a thunderstorm, you're talking about a brief period of heavy rainfall, but it's mainly just going to be those scattered showers out there. I don't think we're going to see enough instability for widespread thunderstorms if we even see any develop. And then it's dry by Monday night. All right, so we take a look at the beach hazard statement. That's until 11 o'clock tonight. Risk for sneaker waves is the biggest concern. So for tomorrow, we're talking upper 60s to about 70 in the valley. And then we've got temperatures mainly in the 50s for the higher elevations and for the coast. And maybe a little bit more cloud cover to the north. That's why temperatures may be a little bit cooler to the north. But otherwise, yeah, just a stray shower here and there. Maybe an isolated thunderstorm tomorrow. We're dry Tuesday. We're dry all the way through next week and into that next weekend. Now for the coast, Del Norte County in particular may see a clipping system that may give you a stray shower Tuesday and then again on Friday. But I think everyone else will be dry after tomorrow. And we'll keep it that way even going into that next weekend. Temperatures, as I saw, kind of going up and down a bit here. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at, that's a deeper dive, right? Now, before we get into the deeper dive forecast, let's talk about the free 24-hour streaming channel. It's a great resource. Everywhere Weather NorCal is available, you can watch that 24-hour streaming channel. WeatherNorCal.com, the free Weather NorCal app, on any of these platforms here, including YouTube, wherever it's available, even on your smart TV. What I like about the YouTube app is you can watch the latest video forecast on demand. Otherwise, just search for that app on Fire TV and Roku, and you can watch the 24-hour streaming there as well. All right, so that's pretty cool. I like that resource. One of the things I'm proud of here at Weather NorCal is just a great, cool 24-hour channel, kind of like the Weather Channel, but even better because it's all about being local. All right, so here's a look at Futurecast. There's again that leading edge coming in tonight. That leading edge pushes eastward into the foothills and some of the eastern mountains by about 10, 11 o'clock tonight. Still not a lot of activity down to the south, but eventually, once we get around midnight after, now we're seeing some of that activity hitting Butte County, places like Chico, Oroville, and Willows. By the way, see how it's drying off to the west. Still, even at midnight, some of the far eastern portions of the eastern mountains not seeing rain just yet. But early morning hours, it's now pushing through. Now, at this point, the storm system has pretty much exited Northern California. It's off to our east. So what we'll be dealing with here, as I mentioned earlier, Scattered showers, few and far between. Some of you seeing dry conditions all day long. Others seeing a stray shower or sprinkle. And if that off chance for a thunderstorm develops, then we're looking at a brief period of heavy rainfall should you get caught under a thunderstorm if that even happens. Then by Monday night, as I mentioned, it dries out. Now, there's that clipping system right here that's going to push through the Pacific Northwest. It's just going to clip Delaware County. So places like Crescent City, Klamath, Smith River, you may see a shower, a brief shower, sprinkle, stray shower through the day on Tuesday. But otherwise, it's going to be dry for everyone else. Now, the amount of rainfall, as we'd expect, heaviest to the west, less to the east. I'd say about 1 inch to possibly over 2 inches once all is said and done for the coast. For the valley, about 1/4 of an inch, give or take, depending on where you are, and less heading off to the east. And about 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 an inch for places like Trinity County and in particular western Siskiyou County. So this is that roller coaster ride I was talking about. Cooler air riding to our north here for tonight and tomorrow. Then warmer air builds back in through at least the middle of next week. Temperatures going back up again. A slight dip in our temperatures for the end of next week. And then by that next Saturday, a system clipping to our north, dropping your temperatures down slightly, and then going back up again for your Sunday and into your Monday of that next week. So again, we're going ways out, but you get the idea. Up, then slightly down, back up again, and then maybe back down again after that. All right, so let's take a look at the wave heights. The wave heights are starting to slowly retreat as we go through the day on Monday and even for your Tuesday. So any small craft advisories you have out there, those should eventually expire. But we have to remember through tonight, there is a beach hazard statement with that risk for sneaker waves. So for tonight, as I mentioned, chances for rain decrease from west to east, and by tomorrow morning, we're pretty much done with at least that main boundary pushing through and just those scattered showers. So, as I mentioned earlier, scattered showers across the board, few and far between. Many of you will be dry through the day. Others, a stray sprinkle, a light shower, and if a thunderstorm develops over you, then a brief period of heavy rainfall. And again, the key word is if a thunderstorm develops. We've got to get just enough of that instability for that to happen, and most likely just some pop-up showers. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s for Siskiyou County, Modoc County, same story there. Temperatures in the mid to upper 50s and dry through the rest of next week. 54 degrees in Chester, 60 in Paradise, 56 degrees in Shingletown, and 61 degrees in Doyle. Now for your valley neighborhood forecast of the south, we're talking around 70 for that daytime high. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Chico. There it is, right? We're seeing that chance for showers. Don't expect a lot. It's dry Tuesday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, dry as well. Let's take you up to the north. 67 degrees for Redding, 68 for Anderson, 70 out in Red Bluff. And we take a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Temperatures around 70 for Tuesday. Upper 70s by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then a slight dip in those temperatures by Saturday. All right, that's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 6:30. Have yourselves a great night.